Good day, everyone. We're here on a follow-up in creating a website, and we'll be discussing HTML list and table. There are actually at least three types of HTML lists. One is the unordered list, simplest form of HTML list, which gives us a bulleted set of items. Two is the ordered list. It's a numbered list in its simplest form. And three is the definition list. This type allows us to define terms with a list of definitions underneath. So this is our basic HTML page code. We are currently using an alternative to Notepad. This one is Visual Studio Code. And on your Android, you can use an Unwriter or Treb Edit if you haven't downloaded it yet. Or any Android app you've been recommended with that better suits you. Before we modify this one, let's try to run it on the browser and see what it will display initially. So there's nothing to display because we're still to put the content inside our body. Now let's put some lists here. First, we'll have an unordered list by putting a UL tag. And then let's put three list items, LI. So if we're going to refresh this one, we'll see an unordered list. This is a bulleted type list. Now, the solid circles here are called disks, and it's kind of its default. We can change that by putting an attribute type at the beginning of the UL tag here. And then if we put a value of circle, then we'll have this. And if we put value of circle, square, I mean, have this. Second, we'll have an ordered list. Let's put an OL tag after this. Then again, let's put three items inside. You can just copy this one. Fresh. And here we are. We have numbered lists. Um, we can also change this by putting a type. You can either change it alphabetically or in Roman numerals. So you can see that we can put letter A here, save that, and it's going to have an uppercase alphabetical letters. And if we put small letter A, it will be in its lowercase. If we put capital I, that becomes Roman numerals. And then we put small I, Roman numerals in lowercase. Also, we could put another attribute here, start. With this, you can actually change what number it will begin with. So if we put 3, value of 3, then it would start with numeral number 3. Third would be our definition lists. We can use the DL tag or the definition list. We have two tags we can include here, which is first the DT tag. This is where we put the term to describe. And then this would be the definition for the term that we like to describe. So this could be your definition 1, definition 2, and definition 3. There you have it. Now we have the HTML table elements. This element defines the HTML table. It has attributes like order, background color, width, height, cell spacing, and cell padding. These are the table header, table body, table footer, respectively. This one puts a title or caption to describe the HTML table. This one defines the row of the HTML table. This one defines the header of each column. And this one defines the data cells, or technically, it represents the columns of the HTML table. Going back here on our code editor, we're going to set up a table using a table tag. And on top here, we'll put a title or caption using the caption tag. We'll put a table head using the thead tag. And we'll put a table body using the tbody tag. Now we have to realize that HTML tables are like your spreadsheets, which have rows and columns, such as Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets. So we're going to put a table row using the tr tag, first here on our table head. And then we'll put the h tag. This will enclose our column headers. And then we'll put a table row also here in our table body. And we'll put 3 columns here using the td tag. We'll put 2 more table rows. And for each table row, we'll put 3 columns. So after saving it, let's try to see what it will look like on our browser. So there you have it, a basic tabular structure for an HTML table. It has a table head. It has 3 rows in the table body with 3 columns for each. And you can notice that the title and the column headers are both aligned in the center. Plus the column headers are already bold to set a distinction. However, this isn't distinct enough to be called a table. We want to have borders to see a separation of the content. Let's try to add the attribute border to our table. By default, its value is 0. Let's make it 1, so it'll be visible. Let's try cell spacing, another attribute. Cell spacing is actually in charge on putting space between cells. So if we put here the value of 20, you'll see that it would have a very large spacing between cells. Actually, we don't want to put space, so we just have to put 0. There you have it. Another attribute that we would like to add, it would be the cell padding. Cell padding puts space in between the border and the content. So if we try to put here, again, let's try to put 20. That would be a big space between the border and the content. Let's just put 5 here. Just enough space. Then let's try to merge the cells. So for the last row, we'd like to merge these 2 columns together. We'll have to make use of the attribute call span. If you're going to set the cell, if you're going to merge a set of cells within a row, let's always pick the leftmost cell. So in our case, that would be the row 3, column 2. Row 3, column 2. Here. So we'll put the call span attribute here. And we will give the value of how many cells that we are going to put or we're going to merge. So let's put 2 since we are going to merge 2 cells here. Save it. You'll notice here that a cell here is protruding or pushed back a bit. This is not what we intend to do. So we actually have to get rid of the last cell in order for us to accommodate the merging. There you have it. Now lastly, let's put a BG color here. This would give us a background color. For the table, let's put a yellow background. And for the T head, let's put a Dodger blue. All right, so that's it. So there you have it, class. I hope you've learned a lot. Have a good day and see you next week.